Hello and welcome back. Susanzummo here, intuitive and originator of Soul Patterning Harmonics. Well, here we are. We are in the frequencies of the new year and they are just beginning. So I hope that you're feeling lighter and I hope that you're feeling optimistic about the future and what's to come for us. So before we get started today, I did want to say thank you to everyone for all the kind and loving wishes for the new year. I just absolutely loved every one of them. Thank you so much. I also want to remind everybody that I'll be doing a light body activation online on January 18th. So if you're interested in tuning up, just let me know. Go ahead and email me in the comments below and we'll get you into the class. It's a 2-hour class, going to be on a Saturday morning, so I hope to see you there. Also, I have new classes coming out this year. If you are interested or want to get on mailing, just reach out to me. All right, so let's get on to the message. Well, when I sat down this morning and tuned in, I felt so good about the new year and about the new frequencies and about leaving all that old stuff behind. So in my visualization, I threw the doors open to let in the waves of new energy and new year. And when I did that, I had a visual of the fresh air coming in, and yet there was dust kicking up in the room. And I heard very clearly, "Is your house in order?" Now, for me, my house is my inner landscape. It's me. And of course, my first response was, well, yes. And then, but what's all that dust about? Well, all the dust is about when you bring in new energies and new frequencies. What is left, even those little particles, need to be cleared out. And so what they said to me was, get your house in order. Do your dusting, do your cleanup, right? Make sure that you are where you want to be as these new frequencies come in. So I took that to mean that there may still be some things that we are going to be closing down personally, or some things within us that need to be addressed as we move forward into the new frequencies. And like little dust particles, they are not major things for us to get in a panic about. But the caution I heard was, if there are things within you, small things that have been left unattended to, now is the time to attend to them. So I took that to mean any kind of negative emotion that I may still be carrying, attending to my diet, my health, caring for self, loving self, anything in my environment that needs to be closed down, and also anything that needs to be dusted out and moved out of me and my environment. And they said that this would be good advice for everyone. They want to come in closer and they want to connect with all of us. And we started to get into a little conversation about that and about disclosure and all that good stuff. And they kind of had me laughing because they said, "We will never do anything to frighten you. Those in the light will err on the side of caution and will never do anything to incite fear in a human being." So they said, while many of you are prepared and looking forward to that kind of contact, it will happen on the inner planes first and repeatedly before it can happen in a physical form. They said that the vibrations and the frequencies of the parties involved must be close enough and compatible enough to allow contact to take place. Then they said, "We will not be marching down Main Street in a parade. We will not be on TV broadcasting. We will not be standing on top of tall buildings waving at you all. And we certainly will not be flooding your airspace with ships. We will not cause fear in you. Fear is for the controllers. It is not for us. Now, I know my soul family and I know my galactic family, and I know what they feel like because we have had lots of contact during meditations, etc. And so if someone were to show up in my living room, I would know from the feeling that I had whether they were someone I would want to be in contact with. It's just like when you get that phone call from someone and you're not exactly sure who it is. When you figure out that there's some kind of marketer that you don't want to talk to, you hang up. You tell them, I don't want to talk to you. But as soon as you recognize that voice, you're like, oh, it's so good to hear from you. Let's talk. It will be the same way. So I heard this morning to talk to you all about the importance of having your intuition active, about knowing yourself, about knowing what frightens you and what doesn't. If you are going to run into the room and throw your head under the covers and shiver and quake, nobody in the light is going to come talk to you. If you are open and prepared and already trusting your intuition, you can have a lot of conversations, and they're going to be absolutely wonderful. So this was the information and the caution that I was giving, and that is to make sure that our houses are in order and to be comfortable within ourselves and using our intuition so that we can discern the truth for ourselves. We are going to be moving into a period of time where you are not going to be able to believe your physical eyes, and you will need your intuition to tell you what is true and what is not true. Do not jump into mob mentality and go running off with the crowd. Check yourself. Check yourself is what I heard very clearly. Stand firmly within self. If we are connected to our soul higher source, our intuition will be active. And now is the time to put it to use in the outer world more so than we have before. We must establish the truth for ourselves, and we must stand in that truth. As we move into the new frequencies and into the new year, we are going to be activated on many different levels. And some of those activations are going to bring in and stir up the dust. And what we do with that is up to us. And so here's a heads up for you, because this is going to be coming. Remember, we are at the beginning of a 9-year. And so old systems, old institutions, old belief patterns will be closing down. And some of them are not going to go quietly. So you and I will each individually and collectively make choices for ourselves to decide whether or not we're going to go running down the fear path and the panic path, or if we are going to hold steady to what we know. The inner landscape, our inner environment must be clean and it must be comfortable for us. So again, I'm going to invite you to do the meditations that we do at the cafe each month. They're posted on the channel. Reach out if you need support or help. Take advanced classes if you are ready for them. Most of my classes, well, that's not true. I'll say all of my classes are about empowering you to do it for yourself, not to keep coming back to me to do it for you. And this is the guidance that I've been given for the past couple of years. It is time for us to be grown-ups, to be adults in the universe, and to do it for ourselves. Looking outside of self for some being in the sky to come fix it is not going to happen. That invites powerlessness and the opportunity for control and manipulation. And I think we have all had quite enough of that. So, in the coming week, I'm going to encourage you to throw open your inner doors. Bring in the waves of new frequencies. Allow those high energies that are pouring onto the planet with those beautiful light codes to come in and settle into you. And if they kick up the dust, it's okay. Just go ahead and address them and move them out of your inner environment. Let them go. It is time for that. And I'm looking forward to moving forward with you as we go together into an absolutely beautiful future. So until next week, I wish you many, many blessings.